home on Thanksgiving. I don't think they can beat Joe Burrow at Cincinnati, and those are the only two games left that I give them any shot in. Which brings me to Philadelphia. Philadelphia hates Dallas. And again, I have been impressed with how Philadelphia battled against Baltimore and battled to the wire against Pittsburgh and pulled out a game against the Giants that I thought they had no business winning because they will fight, they will scratch, they will claw. Walk it to him, as you call Carson Wentz. I mostly call him Wentz, as in W-I-N-C-E. He's been hit and miss, mostly miss. But when games are close late, he's come up big. He's come to play. He will hang tough. So this is going to be a game where I know they'll jump out to a lead because everybody Dallas has played this year has jumped out to a runaway lead. Every game, starting with the Rams. The Rams took the ball in the opener right down the field and scored, and it was 7-0. And that was the only game that Dallas stayed competitive in. You've seen them. It's a recurring nightmare. It's like Halloween, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. It's one game after another that just goes from bad to worst. And finally, they quit against Arizona, and then they flat didn't even show up and compete at Washington against what used to be their arch rival. Show me some evidence. That's why last night I just tweeted, because this is my deepest, darkest despair. I tweeted Philadelphia 40, Dallas 3. Well, that's my gut instinct right now that this is going to be another Sunday nightmare. Again, I'll try to hang in with my team, so I'll try to be realistic. I'm a realistic Cowboy fan. I'll give them 10 points. Maybe Ben DiNucci can somehow throw a late touchdown pass to get them to 10 after the game's completely out of hand. But how are they going to keep Philadelphia under what they give up, which is 35? I got Philly scoring 35 because I got to tell you, the best running back on the field will not be Ezekiel Elliott. It will be Boston Scott. Every time I watch Boston Scott, he just takes my TV screen over. He leaps off my screen. He should have been playing over Miles Sanders, who's obviously out injured right now. But every time Boston Scott gets a chance, especially on big national TV type games, he rises and shines and outshines everybody else on the field. And listen, against the Giants, I thought Richard Rodgers, their backup tight end, was pretty good, just the way he used to be for Aaron Rodgers up in Green Bay. And Travis Fulgham impresses me, and that rookie, John Hightower from Boise State, he caught a big ball late in that game. And I've always told you, Greg Ward Jr. can just flat out get open and play. Former college quarterback at Houston. He just knows how to play football. Arcega-Whiteside's still there. They have enough weapons. I just think they'll just run rampant on my defense because everybody else has. And if somebody can explain to me, Mr. Sharp, what has happened to my man Jalen Smith? He runs around like a man possessed by demons, like he doesn't even know where he is. The play's going this way, and he's just running over here like he's possessed. I don't know. How can I defend anything I have on defense, and now all the veteran presence is gone? What's left? Where's my hope? Where's my evidence that you think this is going to be a competitive game?
Well, Skip, let me address your first thing first. When you said Jerry cut a lot of the big free agents that he signed in the offseason, I guess that was Jerry's way of saying I'm trimming the fat. So basically, I'm getting rid of all the excess. So now I'm down to lean meat. So now maybe we're going to be able to see the defense that I envision it being, Skip. But here's the thing. If you watch the Eagles, Skip, they start fast. You remember last week, go right down the field and score. If you remember, they jumped out 17-0 opening day on the Washington football team.
Did.
They start fast, and then they'll have this period of about 10 to 15 minutes. It could be a quarter, or it can start midway through a quarter and lapse into the another quarter, where they do absolutely nothing and give a team an opportunity to not only get back in the game, but take over the game. And that's what I'm afraid of, Skip. I'm afraid that they'll have one of these lulls again and allow the Cowboys to get confidence and either get back into the game or seize control of the ball game, because they still have those offensive weapons. The question is he going to be upright long enough to to throw the ball or to get the ball to those guys. Defensively, Skip, I really don't have a whole lot of confidence in him. As long as Wentz, because, Skip, you know what he does now. As good as he is, as good as I believe he is and is going to get better, he will turn the ball over via interception, and when they hit him, the ball comes out. He will do that. Now, the question is, when he puts the ball in harm's way, can the Cowboys catch it?
Shannon, we have 2 takeaways the whole year. What do you mean? Unless walk it to him means he's going to walk it to Xavier Woods and hand it to him, because that's the only way Xavier Woods or anybody else in the secondary is going to intercept one.
Well, you remember last year, Skip, on the Sunday night game, what happened is that the turnover happened early. D-Law came in there, got a strip, and Jalen Smith jumped on the football, and it really changed the complexion of the ball game. And then I think the next time, I think Goddard, they hit Goddard, and Goddard fumbled.
He did.
And next thing you know, it was 14-0, and the Cowboys never looked back, and the Eagles never looked up. And so that's what the Cowboys have to hope for. They have to hope that they can take the ball away and keep this game, stay in the game early. Because what we've seen, Skip, through the first 8 weeks, as you mentioned, they've fallen so far behind. They've been behind by at least 14 in 6 straight games. That is a recipe for disaster.
I'd say.
If they can just keep it close. Because it's been a while, Skip, since they've been nip and tuck in a ball game late in the fourth quarter, where they've had the lead, a team has to catch them. Normally, they're trying to make up 16, 20 points in the fourth quarter to get back into a ball game.
So, Shannon, my only tiny ray of hope, I think Zach Martin, my all-pro guard, I think he's going to play, but I don't know that for sure. He's been in concussion protocol, but he did practice, so I'm going to guess he's going to play. But you brought it up yesterday. I got 2 lousy tackles. My bookend tackles, one's an undrafted free agent rookie from Texas Tech, and the other one, once upon a time, was a first-round pick, who's Cam Irving, who's really struggling now, got cut by Kansas City. He did start 8 games for them last year, but he wasn't very good Sunday against the Washington football team. Well, how about this pass rush? One thing Philly is stout in, that front 7 will come after you.
Yep.
Jim Schwartz will have them split out in that wide 9, and here they will come.
Yes.
And they are going to wreak hell on poor little Ben DiNucci. He's not that big. He's like 6'2", 200. So it's not like he's a 6'4", 230, prototype quarterback. So, Shannon, so this is the first time in the history of the show that my emotions have completely swung. So I'm not sure exactly where the spread is going to land. It's been as high as 9.5. I think right now it's in the 8 range on Fox Bet. But how about I'll take Philadelphia and I will give you the points. Will you do that?
No, I don't.
Why not? I will root against my team. I'll take the Eagles.
You will not
cover.
Root. I promise you, Skip, you will not root against your team like I'm rooting against your team.
It's now 9 points, I'm told. It's been going crazy. It's been all over the map.
It's all over the place.
Yesterday it was 9.5.
Well, what should concern you, Skip? And I know we're not talking about it, but did you see the game last night? Did you see when they cheap shot at Teddy Bridgewater? Did you see how his offensive line reacted as opposed to the Dallas Cowboys?
Everybody keeps bringing it up, and I keep saying, what are you talking about? My team quit. It quit on Monday night against Arizona, and it didn't even show up at Washington. And the offensive line, you say, where were they? Well, who are they? There's one holdover from last year, Connor Williams, the left guard, who was the weakest link on what used to be a pretty good line. Well, they're all new. They're all young. There were 3 rookies in the starting lineup at Washington. What are they going to do? We want to fight Bostic? They don't even know where they are.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. You might say they quit on their coach, but we can't quit on each other.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's just a matter of, Skip, it's just optics. Yeah, Skip, but you know you're not finna go slug no blows or anything, and they didn't throw blows last night. But you have to attack to let you know this is not tolerated.
Okay, but this is unprecedented. In my life, I've never seen anything this bad. A team I thought could win 10 games is bordering on the worst team in pro football. And it definitely is on pace to have the worst defense since 1961 in pro football. That's impossibly wrong and bad. So, again, I hope you're right. I hope they hang in there, give me a little bit of fun, but I hope they actually take a lead. That would be a novel concept. I can't see it. So, again, I'll take Philadelphia, but you got to, you know, and I'll give you the points, but you got to bet me one case of do. I'll do a reverse bet.
No.
You won't even do that?
I don't want to give you any ray of hope that you're like, okay, I got 9 points to give you some resemblance of a win. Because if the Eagles win and I've given you 9 points and they win by less than 9, you can say you won. No, I want you to feel pain. I don't want you to win I don't want you to win any more games. If the Cowboys if they don't win another game, I will be one of the happiest men on earth.
Okay, so you're calling it a 10-point game, but you give the Cowboys, your opening statement was, a real shot.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Skip, here's